Trump's new tariff threat. He sparked fears over the economy as he declined to rule out the possibility of a recession. We'll get the latest from the markets. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott starts us off from the White House. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. And the president has insisted that Americans will be better off in the long run because of these tariffs. But he's also acknowledged there will be some economic pain. When asked directly if it could lead to a recession, he declined to rule it out. This morning, after a week of shaky markets and tariff whiplash, President Trump is hesitant to rule out a recession in 2025.
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because what we're doing is very big. We're bringing wealth back to America.
But just days ago, the markets tumbled when Trump imposed a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico. The president quickly reversing course. Now Trump says he's planning for even more. A 25% tariff on all foreign steel and aluminum will take effect on Wednesday, and vowing to impose what he calls reciprocal tariffs on countries too.
April 2nd, it becomes all reciprocal. What they charge us, we charge them.
This morning, China's 10 to 15% retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods, including chicken, wheat, soybeans, and beef, now taking effect. Many economists warn the impact of tariffs will be passed down to consumers in the form of higher prices, but the president defending them.
Oh, I think the tariffs are going to be the greatest thing we've ever done as a country. It's going to make our country rich again.
The president also threatening hefty tariffs on Canadian dairy and lumber. The National Association of Home Builders says even a 25% tariff could increase the cost by $10,000 for a new single-family home. Dennis Woodruff owns a Maryland lumber yard and voted for Trump. He tells our Selena Wang his customers will pay the price.
I still support him. It's just going to be something all consumers have to pay for. It'll probably cut my sales down.
The president has offered different reasons for the tariffs. His top economic advisor says it's all about forcing Canada and Mexico to crack down on fentanyl.
What happened was that we launched a drug war, not a...
All right, Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise unto my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Hey, Shalom. So, what I want to get into, of course, you saw the lesson. It's going to be, not based around that, but essentially going into this video that was just placed, man, with Trump, pushing out these tariffs. Initially when it was first talked about, it was like a hold up, 30 days out. But, hey, now we here with it. And, basically when the question was asked, will this lead to a recession or is it possible? He didn't come like Joe Biden and basically just say, no. And he didn't rule it out. You know what I mean? Essentially, we know that horrible times are coming for America. This is biblical prophecy, right? We understand that famine is coming for America. We understand that destruction is coming, nuclear destruction is coming for America. We understand that chaos is coming amongst the people, going into each other's homes, all of these particular things, right? So this is all a lead up to that, right? And he also says with these higher prices, people are going to feel pain, man, right? And then you also experience in that video some Americans actually giving their testimonies of how it's actually going to affect them, right? Now this is all biblical prophecy, Isaiah chapter 24, and let's get it verse 10. It says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth. All the merry-hearted do sigh, right? So let's get this in the NLT. So those who are merry-hearted, they're sighing now, right? All right, those who were once happy and clapping and joyful, they giving a sigh of not of relief, but of stress and anxiety, right? Isaiah 24 and verse 7, it's like in verse 8 in the NLT. It says, the cheerful sound of tambourines is stilled. The happy cries of celebration are heard no more. The melodious chords of the harp are silent. Gone are the joys of wine and song. Alcoholic drinks turn bitter in the mouth. Meaning what, man? So all of these things are what? It's talking about a good time, man. So in the times that we see that are fastly approaching, we see that all of this is going slow up, man. Parties, right? People just having an abundance of wealth and money to go around and spend on all of these particular things, because That's what a celebration is about. I was reading in the book of Esther. You had the king, right? And to show how great his kingdom was doing, he had a celebration for what, 180 days, right? Now, and then basically in that particular 180-day period of celebration, he made it so where as though any man during that celebration can drink as much wine and as much liquor, all food, all that they wanted. It was no limit, right? Just to show how good his kingdom was doing. So if America's doing bad, what does that mean? It ain't gonna be none of this, man. What, happy times, melodious chords and harps, celebrations, tambourines, all these people being cheerfully sounding. That's gonna stop. Alcohol is gonna be used for a coping mechanism, not for a joyous party no more, right? It says, verse 10, it says, the city withers in chaos. Every home is locked up to keep out intruders. What does that mean? This is going into why? Because now this is going into 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, right? 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another, the swords in their hands. So, and you're going to have a time that's fastly approaching based on what we see happening. And this is just the beginning of it, right? You want to know, I'm here to tell you, how is this going to end up? This is exactly how it's going to end up. Now, some people may not be able to see it, but this is exactly how the scriptures tell us. This is going to be the end result of all of these things that you're seeing on TV. All of the things on the news, this is going to be the end result. For the sword, and then eventually the nuclear, destruction and the salvation of the elect, and, amongst all the other prophecies that we go into, right? It says, for there shall be sedition among, matter of fact, let's start at verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, meaning just instruments of death. It could be a gun, it could be a sword, it could be a knife, it could be a bat, it could be a machete, right? Verse 16, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're not going to hear nothing Trump saying at that time, right? It says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? And that's the point. So when that time comes, it's going to be great sedition. And you already seen a little bit of that with the Capitol riots. It was great sedition. Hey, they was going on government officials, right? It was government officials in the Capitol. And it was rioting. Hey, that's sedition. That's prophecy. And this is going to increase, right? Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Why will men shall be afraid? Let's go back to Isaiah 24, verse 10 in NLT. The cities wither in chaos because it's going to be chaos outside, man. Every home is locked to keep out intruders. Mobs gather in the streets, crying out for wine. Joy has turned to gloom. Gladness has been banished from the land. That's what's about to happen. Why would gladness be banished from the land? Because ultimately is a bad time. People are starving. People don't have enough food to eat. People don't have enough money to buy the things that they need. You understand? That creates what? Chaos, right? I'm gonna take from you because I need it for my fam. When everybody has that mentality, chaos will ensue, right? And that's what the Bible is saying, right? So continuing on, right? Let's read on. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's what's coming, right? So because ultimately, right, what's coming to America is because there's going to be a scarcity of goods, right? Like it talks about in 2nd Ezra, the 6 and 22, right? Matter of fact, let's just get that real quick, right? Just so I can show y'all. 2nd Ezra 6 and 22, what does it say? And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall be found empty. So the full storehouses are what? Your HEBs, your grocery stores, your Save-A-Lots, your Acme's, whatever grocery stores, your Kroger's, I'm trying to think of your Food Lions, right? These different grocery stores that people your ShopRites, Pathmarks, whatever your local grocery store is in your particular area, that is done, right? Your Reynolds, Randall's, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? All of that is done, right? The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. When you see these post-apocalyptic type movies, like these end of days, world ending type movies, the first place to get ransacked is the grocery store. Plain and simple. The first place to get ransacked is the grocery store. Everybody's going to the grocery store. Don't go to the grocery store. Everybody's going to go there, right? And what's going to happen there is going to be nothing but chaos, right? So reading on, right? 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's what's going to happen because there's chaos going on. Because it's a I don't have and you have what I need. People going to go take exactly what it is that you got because they need to feed their families. And what is that going to result in? Chaos, murder, death, rape, a bunch of different things that what ain't pretty to be seen. And that's going to cause what? Jacob's trouble, right? And that's what you see. All of this stuff is leading up to it, man. Hey, that may seem minuscule right now, but all of these things are leading up to what? To Jacob's trouble, man. And the only way you make it out of Jacob's trouble, unscathed, to the point where the Heavenly Father is providing for you, is right here. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 8. It says, let's start at verse 7. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So it's about what you doing. What you do, you going to get paid back for what you then put in the earth. What goes around comes around. You can't just put wickedness. You can't be evil. You can't be malicious. You can't be an evil person and expect good things to happen to you. It don't work like that. If you be an evil, malicious person, you be a wicked person. If you be wicked, what's going to happen to you? You're going to get wickedness done unto you. If you're evil and malicious, what's going to happen to you? You're going to get evil and malicious things happen unto you. But if you righteous, to the righteous good shall be repaid. You understand? That's what the scriptures say. It says evil pursuers sinners, but to the righteous good shall be repaid. This is an example of it. Reading on. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 8. Shall be preserved from the said perils. What is perils? Perils is danger, right? It says, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from me from the beginning. Who are these particular people who were sanctified from the beginning? Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5, right? Who were formed in the belly before we were even thought of, right? The Heavenly Father ordained us to what? Be prophets, to be believers, to be teachers, to be servants of the Heavenly Father. John 15 and 16, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. Right, and ordained you, meaning he chose us, man. Out of all the billions of souls, millions of souls, right, however many numbers of souls in creation, he saw fit to choose us to be believers, man, right? To saw fit to go ahead and serve the Heavenly Father in truth and sincerity, man. While he keeps the rest of our people blind and not knowing what the truth actually is. You understand? He gives us the ability to understand what true freedom is, man, right? To have our minds unlocked, understanding how it is that we should live and knowing our true nationality and true heritage, man, right? Because what knowledge is power, man, plain and simple, right? Continuing on, it says shall be preserved from the said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from me from the beginning. So, hey, if you amongst that number, hey, count yourself blessed, say Thawadi Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, right? Continuing on, going back to 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and we're gonna hit it on that, and we're gonna get it, right? So that's the point, right? It says, and like there's bosom to shape the Heavenly Father. But yeah, that's the point, man. Right? It says verse 20. It says, behold, say if I will call together all the kings of the earth. Yeah, so hey, we see these things that coming, man. And then like hey, you see your boy Trump, right? He coming up with these different policies. He coming up with these different gold cards. Like they got a green card. They got a green card. When foreigners come to America, they got something called a green card. He's coming up with something called a gold card, right? That if you have access to $5 million, you can buy a gold card, which can expedite the whole green card process, right? Now, that's cool and all, but he's doing these particular things to try to revamp and revitalize America, right? Now, we have different scriptures that show you that, hey, even if you do these particular things to try to build back better, to try to make it great again, it don't matter. It ain't gonna work, right? Why is that? Because this shit is too much. It's like this place is too much in a hole to be dug out by whatever presidential office. It's like a presidential administration is in office to just do in 4 years. It just won't work. It's not gonna work when somebody else comes in and then just revamps everything else that person just did. Is a failing system. America is no different than any other society that was here before. Ancient Babylon, Nineveh, Sodom and Gomorrah, all of these other, Rome, Greece, all of these other nations and all of these different societies before had a rise and had a fall. America's no different. And the Bible prophesies of America's fall, man. Right? And you see ultimately all of these different scriptures are going into it, man. And no matter what America does, no matter who it puts in office, it will not come to its former glory, man. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go everyone into his own country, for judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted even to the sky. So meaning that what? The Heavenly Father is about to destroy this place, man. Right? And this is a beautiful thing because this is exactly what we've been waiting for. The same ground that we walking on is the same ground in which my forefathers, your forefathers, right, are all the innocent and righteous blood was that we've been laboring and toiling on for years, hundreds of years. That we walking on ancient burial grounds, man, that has not been paid back for. You see what I'm saying? And there's no amount of fiat currency, amount of money, no amount of reparation, no matter nothing that America could actually pay for all the innocent blood, all the trauma that our people over hundreds of years have faced, man. No, they have to go. America has to be wiped off the map, and that's exactly what's coming, man. Right? With Russia, Russia, China, Brazil, all of the BRIC nations, all of them different nations joining up together is forming an allegiance and an alliance to what? To bring about what? Biblical prophecy to destroy America, right? Because that's what has to happen. This place has to be what? Unsown for what that is righteous to actually be sown, man. So this is a beautiful thing, man. This is what we waiting for. This is what we seeing. And we say, call Haloyim like Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. It may sound crazy to you, but it's beautiful to us, man. Right? Because at the end of the day, America ain't never did nothing good for the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites scattered abroad, man. So, with that, I want to say shalom to all you sincere-hearted true believers, right? And may you be edified, exhorted, and comforted. I pray that you are edified, exhorted, and comforted. I want to give all glory, honor, and praise unto my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, shalom, shalom.